Good morning. We'll get started in just a moment once the waiting room is cleared. Good morning. This is the voting hearing of the licensing board for the city of Boston. Today is Thursday, February 13th, 2025. Today's hearing is being recorded and will be posted to the City of Boston's website. While the public is encouraged to attend, there will be no additional testimony accepted this morning. We'll begin with the license premise inspection hearing, which occurred on Tuesday, February 11th, 2025. Item number one, Game On Fenway LLC, doing business as Game On Sports Cafe, located at 72 to 82 Lansdowne Street. Date of the incident was September 19th, 2024. Overserved patron in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 69.
Thanks, Danny. So the police report stated that the patron consumed 4 tequilas in 40 minutes. Additionally, we have video and testimony that there was an off-duty employee behind the bar. Both things I have serious concerns about, as well as other activities observed in the video footage. But to focus in on the violation of overservice, to establish that, we must demonstrate that the server was aware of the patron's intoxication. And while we have extensive video evidence showing the woman was clearly intoxicated, she even falls and injures herself. There's no direct footage of her being served that I can see. It appears the staff was in fact attempting to get her and her friend to leave at that time. I don't believe we can move forward with a violation for overservice at this time, but this incident raises serious concerns and red flags. Like to hear what the commissioners think, but at the very least, I want this to be included on their license premise docket for future reference, especially if similar situations are to occur.
So I agree with everything you said. But I do also want to say we got extensive good video, and I want to commend them for giving us that. Was able to review all of it. You can see a lot. I agree that you don't see the service, so we don't have them on the violation. I am concerned and was concerned about the off-duty employee behind the bar, mainly because I've had that concern before. I'm very concerned with the blurred lines between a off-duty employee who is on the premises as a patron, especially if they're drinking, but they're also given liberties. I don't think that's good practice, and I don't think we endorse it. I think if an off-duty employee is on the premises as a patron, they should be treated as a patron. So I think we need to kind of remind them of that. Also in the video, I think what might have happened here might have had something to do with either vaping or smoking. But I also did see one of the bartenders actually catch them vaping and smoking and tell them to stop doing it. That's what it appeared like to me. So I want to kind of commend them for doing what we hope they do in that situation, and it's, basically stop people from doing that. I think that's all I had to add on top of what you said, Madam Chair. So I think that's all I have.
Yeah, thank you guys. I actually don't have anything to add to that. I saw everything that you guys saw, and I saw it the way that you guys saw it. So I do agree with the docketing what we saw for the record, so that if something like this were to ever happen again, we would all be put on notice.
Thank you. So it sounds like no violation for what they were written up for, but docketing and Chairman Joyce, what would you like docketed? The presence of an off-duty employee behind the bar, or what is it the board would like to note on the docket sheet?
Presence of an off-duty employee behind the bar. And let's see. I think that's the only thing we can actually docket. Because did they testify 4 tequilas in 40 minutes, or was that just written in the police report?
That was in the police report.
Okay, I think we should stick with off-duty employee behind the bar.
Right, and it sounds like we would like correspondence as well, reminding them of their how to treat an off-duty employee.
Yes, and I absolutely agree with Commissioner Curran. The video, there's always a balance between sharing video. You don't want people to feel as if they're sharing something that's going to get them in trouble, but it's definitely helpful. And to me, it's a factor we take into consideration when we look at possible discipline.
So no discipline will docket the presence of an off-duty employee behind the bar and correspondence. Item number 2, Adair Inc. doing business as Ned Divines, located at 2201 Faneuil Hall Marketplace. Date of the incident, September 26th, 2024. Possible drugging in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64.
I'll say this again, as I said on Tuesday, this is really concerning to me. The testimony indicated that a young woman who only consumed 2 drinks and who had a negative toxicology report come back was found asleep alone in this bar. This incident is really troubling to me. The management did apologize, but I don't think that goes far enough. It's management and staff have a fundamental duty of care to protect their patrons. And there was a clear, undeniable breakdown in supervision here and responsibility. The fact that this young woman was left alone, was asleep in the bathroom, I don't want to even imagine what potential dangers she could have faced. Management and by extension, the licensee failed to act appropriately here and under these circumstances. I can't get to a violation on the drugging based on the evidence we have, but this incident demonstrates a serious failure and oversight, and I cannot overlook it. I don't know what else we can do, but I plan to continue to talk to the licensee. This too should become part of their official docket as I try to figure out how we can work with them to make sure this doesn't happen again.
So once again, I agree with everything the chair has said. My only addition is I feel like we were a little data dumped here with the video they provided without any kind of timestamps or guidance about the angles. There was a recitation from an employee, but it didn't really seem like it was geared towards us to really guide us through what all this many video clips were. So I would want to advise them in the future that they need to submit the video prior to a hearing like this and give us better guidance through those videos.
I would agree with that. Is there any security plan that they've already submitted that talks about like the intervals at which they would check certain parts of their establishment, including the bathroom, the sweeps that they do? If not, then that would be something that would.
I think we should request one anyways and have that available to us. So something similar, hopefully never comes up again, but we can walk through them during a hearing, walk through it with them during hearing. Commissioner Saxon, I don't know if you could move a little closer to your microphone because I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Sorry. Yes, if that makes it better.
Yeah, I'm just pulling up their docket sheet right now. It does not look like we've ever asked for a security plan from this licensee. Great. So it sounds like no violation. Incident will be docketed. Correspondence regarding the importance of providing video ahead of time and a guide to the board about how to interpret that video. And then also we were requesting, is it a security plan, an operations plan, and what is it exactly we're asking for?
Oh, I think both.
Okay.
I think there probably should be connected, the security and operations plan, to see how sweeps like this should have taken place.
Right. Thank you. Moving on to item number 3, Lolita Boston LLC, doing business as Lolita Cocina and Tequila Bar, located at 271 Dartmouth Street. Date of the incident, September 4th, 2024. Assault and battery, patron on patron, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A.
I did not see a violation here.
I did not as well.
I agree, no violation.
Item number 4, Massachusetts Sports Service, Inc., doing business as TD Garden, located at 100 Legends Way. Date of the incident, September 4th, 2024. Indecent assault and battery ×2, patron on patron, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 22, and drugging, patron on patron, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64.
I think this is a case where something terrible happened, but I don't believe that like the licensee was aware that it happened. So I was not able to get to a violation.
Yeah, it seems like they were on top of the situation as soon as it became, came to their attention. So I saw no violation.
I agree, no violation.
Item number 5, Paga Inc. doing business as Icon located at 100B Warrenton Street, date of the incident October 14th, 2024. Assault and battery, patron on patron, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A.
I did not see a violation. I wasn't able to get there.
Give me a moment. I'm sorry. This is the firearm one, right?
This is the firearm one.
Yeah. I didn't see a violation. I don't think we, had enough of a case, but I did object to the, lack of video. I think it's another situation we should docket that they did not provide video in a situation where it should have automatically been provided, and that if they fail to provide video again in the future, it may lead to a negative inference.
I like that.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
No violation. It will be docketed that the licensee failed to preserve and provide video of the incident.
And Danny, let's send them correspondence to that effect.
Great. Item number 6, Paga Inc. doing business as Nick's Venue located at 100 Warrenton Street. Date of the incident October 12th, 2024. Assault and battery, patron on patron, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A.
Danny, the licensee just submitted what we requested of them 20 minutes ago. Is that correct?
About a half hour before the hearing.
Okay, I'm gonna have to ask for deferral. I haven't had a chance to review it this morning.
Sounds good.
Yes.
Vote will be deferred. Item number 7, Emmanuel Enterprises LLC, located at 71 to 73 Meridian Street in East Boston. Date of the incident, December 18th, 2024. Assault and battery, patron on a police officer, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13D. An intoxicated disorderly patron causing a disturbance on the public way in front of licensed premise, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64.
I was not able to see a violation there.
I didn't see one as well.
Yeah, no violation.
No violation. Item number 8 will be continued to the next available hearing date. Moving on to the transactional hearing, which occurred yesterday, Wednesday, February 12th, 2025. Item number 1, Jamaica Me Hungry LLC, doing business as Jamaica Me Hungry, located at 289 Devonshire Street, has applied for a common victular license. Manager Ernie Campbell, hours of operation 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item number 2, 692 Columbia LLC, doing business as Side Chick, located at 692 Columbia Road in Dorchester, has petitioned to change the closing hour of the licensed business to 2 a.m.
I vote to approve.
I do as well.
I agree.
Item number 3, Brighton Mass Lodge, number 2199 of the Benevolent Protective Order of Elks, located at 326 Washington Street in Brighton, has petitioned to change the manager to Christopher Turowski.
I vote to approve Mr. Turowski as manager of record. I believe he is the appropriate character and fitness to serve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 4, Courtyard Management LLC, doing business as Courtyard Boston Downtown, located at 275 Tremont Street, has petitioned to change the manager to Thomas Wagner.
I vote to approve Mr. Wagner as manager of record. I believe he's the appropriate character and fitness to serve.
I agree.
I agree.
Items 5 and 6, East Boston Yacht Club, Inc., located at 0 Rice Street in East Boston, has petitioned for a change of officers directors and has petitioned to change the manager to John Lloyd.
I vote to approve the change of officers and directors and to approve Mr. Lloyd as manager of record. I believe he has the appropriate character and fitness to serve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item number 7, Patina Boss LLC, doing business as Banners Kitchen and Tap and Hub Hall featuring Momo-san Ramen by Morimoto, located at 80 to 82 Causeway Street, has petitioned to provide bottle service on their licensed premise.
I vote to approve the bottle service.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 8, Den Cinco LLC, doing business as Borachito and the Garrett Boston, located at 70 Pier 4 Boulevard, has petitioned to amend the description of the licensed premise to restaurant space A in one room on ground floor with dining area and approximately 22 seats, kitchen, storage, office space, and restrooms. Restaurant space B, additional large room in rear with additional dining and seating areas with approximately 36 seats, and bar with approximately 13 seats. Restaurant space A and restaurant space B are 3,000 square feet. Restaurant space C, one additional room on ground floor with additional dining areas and approximately 65 seats, and bar with approximately 12 seats, kitchen, and additional restrooms. Restaurant space C, 3,562 square feet. Altogether comprised of 6,562 square feet with 2 entrances and 4 exits.
I vote to approve the amended description. That amendment, that approval of that amendment, comes with the condition that I'd like to have placed on the license that they have to monitor their line and have staff assigned to that at all times. And also, I would like to hold this license. I'd like to send it up to the ABCC, but I don't want to issue the license until we have written demonstration of the sound mitigation being complete.
Yep, I would have said the same things. What will be on the license regarding the plan? Will we ask them to submit their kind of security plan and then we can hold them enforceable to that?
I think that's a great idea, and it should be on site for inspection. I think we should have right on the face of the license, and there needs to be staff assigned to monitor the line outside. I'm thinking about it in terms of on-site inspections, that when the police, whether it's the district police or the licensed premise unit, asked to inspect the license, that they see that right there.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I agree. And they continue to encourage them to continue to work with the community on all other matters.
So it sounds like the amendment is granted with a condition on the face of the license that staff must monitor the lines at all times. License will be issued only after the licensee submits evidence of sound mitigation, and we are also asking for a security plan.
Yes.
Thank you. Item number 9, Wahlburgers Fenway LLC, doing business as Wahlburgers, located at 132 Brookline Ave, has petitioned for a change of ownership interest.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item number 10, Taco Mex Inc., doing business as Taco Mex Restaurant, located at 65 to 67 Maverick Square in East Boston, has petitioned for a change of officers, directors, and has also petitioned for a change of stock interest.
I vote to approve the requested changes.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 11, Tipsy's Beer and Wine Inc., doing business as Tipsy's Beer and Wine, located at 739 Parker Street in Mission Hill, has petitioned to change the category of the license to a retail package store all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to change the DBA to Tipsy's Market, and has petitioned to change the manager to Dhruv Patel.
This is an application to basically upgrade from beer and wine to all alcohol. There is another licensed premise. I think it's 0.1 miles from this place that already offers all alcohol. That being said, I think with more knowledge of the neighborhood, I do believe it's a trek from one part of the neighborhood down to the place that currently has all alcohol. I also don't think this neighborhood is saturated compared to other neighborhoods in the city. I understand the plea about competition, but I don't think that's a reason to deny this license. I do want to urge the applicant to listen to the neighbors' concerns about keeping this a real convenience store, and to respond to the needs of the customers who do walk there. So my vote would be to approve this. I would request that they keep their floor plan on site and available for inspection. And should any change to that floor plan be requested, it would have to be approved by this board.
Yeah, I agree with all your comments. The only thing I would add is that I wouldn't even add, but just second that there really just isn't the saturation that would allow us to say no here. The one very close door is very close, but especially in the opposite direction, there's nothing over there either. So it should, I know, if there had been saturation here, I would have been open to some of the objections, but as far as upgrading from beer and wine to all alcohol, it just, there wasn't a strong enough case for the no, so.
Yeah, I agree. I think public need has been established.
And I would also, thank you, Commissioners, I'd also like to add a condition to the face of the license that they do not sell nips or singles. And I'd like to add that I do approve Mr. Patel as manager of record. I believe he's the appropriate character and fitness to serve.
And so we're saying no changes to the floor plan percentage without approval of the board.
Yes.
And the only thing we didn't touch on is the change of DBA.
I vote to approve.
Yeah, yes.
Great.
Yes, across the board. Yes.
Okay, so the application is approved with a condition that there is to be no sale of nips, miniature bottles, or singles. Also, no changes to the submitted floor plan or to the percentage of space dedicated to alcohol sales without board approval, and that they must keep the floor plan on site at all times for inspections. Item number 12, King and I Corporation doing business as King and I, located at 145 Charles Street. This petition to transfer the license and the location to 400 WB LLC, doing business as C. Cara, located at 400 West Broadway. Michael Lombardi Jr., manager, 1 a.m. closing hour, and has also applied to change the classification to a wine, malt beverages, and liqueurs license.
I vote to approve the transfer and the change of classification, and also to approve Mr. Lombardi as manager of record.
I agree across the board.
I agree.
Item number 13, Northern Avenue Hospitality, Inc., doing business as Gather, located at 75 Northern Ave, has petitioned to transfer the license and the location to BT Eatery LLC, doing business as Tradesman, located at 60 Guest Street. One moment. Where do I have the manager of record?
Bridget Duval.
Thank you, Bridget Duval, manager, with a 1 a.m. indoor closing hour, 10 p.m. outdoor closing hour, and the applicant has also petitioned to pledge the license to 60 Guest Street Owner LLC.
Thanks, Danny. I vote to approve the transfer. I vote to approve Ms. Duval as manager of record. I believe she has the appropriate character and fitness to serve. And I vote to approve the pledge.
I agree across the board.
I agree.
Item number 14, 2418 Club Inc., located at 24 Washington Street in Dorchester, has applied for a club all alcohol beverages license. James Whitehead, Jr., manager, 2 a.m. closing hour. Again, this was an existing licensee who was unable to renew on time.
Vote to approve and to approve Mr. Whitehead as manager of record.
I agree.
I agree.
You granted. And item number 15, Jazz Urbane Cafe LLC, doing business as Jazz Urbane Cafe, located at 2296 to 2306 Washington Street in Roxbury, has applied for a common victualler 7-day all alcoholic beverages license to be exercised within the Bruce Bowling Municipal Building. Manager William Banfield, closing time 2 a.m. Again, this was a license that had been previously approved by this board for a bowling building restricted license.
So Danny, what is the vote here if they've already been approved, just to?
This is a new application because there was
Okay.
an ownership change that required a new application.
Okay, so I vote to approve this application. At this location, I vote to approve Mr. Banfield as manager of record, knowing that they will be coming back with another manager of record at a point in the future.
I agree.
I agree.
Items 16 and 17 are new license applications that had not been previously heard or approved by the board. Chairman Joyce, would you like to vote on these today or hold until a later date?
I'd like to hold until a later date.
Vote will be deferred on items 16 and 17. Moving on to non-hearing transactions, the following are applying for a new common victualler license at a previously licensed location. Item 1, Descendant Pizza Prue LLC, doing business as Descendant Pizza Detroit Style Pizza, located at 800 Boylston Street. Manager Alex Koutanitis, hours of operation 10 a.m. to 10 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 2, Carson LLC doing business as Bostonian Pizza located at 350 Longwood Ave. Manager Bakir Senitz, hours of operation 11 a.m. to 11:30 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item number 3, Bedford Street Restaurant Inc. doing business as Tasty Kebab and Curry located at 679 Canterbury Street in Roslindale. Manager Chowdhury Latif, hours of operation 10 a.m. to 11 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
And item number 4, VJ Partners Inc. doing business as Stop and Shots Liquor and Deli located at 35 West Milton Street in Hyde Park. Manager Vadilson Pina, hours of operation 8 a.m. to 10:30 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Following have applied to make changes to their existing common victular licenses. Items number 1 through 4, Sweet Green Boston LLC doing business as Sweet Green, located at 60 State Street, 13 to 15 School Street, 87 Summer Street, and 225 Franklin Street, have all petitioned to change their manager to Bola Pradhan.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Items 5, 6, and 8, also Sweet Green Boston LLC, doing business as Sweet Green, located at 659 to 661 Boylston Street, at 132 Brookline Ave, and at 800 Boylston Street, have all petitioned to change their managers to Johan Gonzalez.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item number 7, Sweet Green Boston LLC, doing business as Sweet Green, located at 360 Longwood Ave, has petitioned to change the officers of the license to Jonathan Neiman as CEO and officer, and to also add a manager of Patrick Dowd.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
And item numbers 9 and 10, Sweet Green Boston LLC, doing business as Sweet Green, located at 350 Harrison Ave in Roxbury and 47 Northern Ave, have petitioned to change their managers to Sanjay Baidia.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 11, Swaste Hanover LLC, doing business as Fish Taco, located at 227 Hanover Street, has petitioned to change the DBA to Sushi Roll, and has petitioned to change the manager to Wilson Hui.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Items 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16, Suffolk University, doing business as Suffolk University, located at 10 West Street, at 523 to 525 Washington Street, at 150 Tremont Street, at 10 Somerset Street, and at 1 Court Street, has petitioned to change the manager on all 5 common victular licenses to Matthew Lemke.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 17, NR Group 2 LLC, doing business as Quench Juice Cafe, located at 667B VFW Parkway in Chestnut Hill, has petitioned to update the capacity to takeout only.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 18, Perilla's Food LLC, doing business as Perilla's, located at 380 Western Ave in Brighton, has petitioned to update the capacity to 49 based on new certificates from ISD.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Following have applied for one-day amendments to their existing licenses. Item number 1, Mass Bay Brewing Company, Inc., doing business as Harpoon Brewery, located at 306 Northern Ave, has applied to amend their license to extend down to the contiguous space of the parking lot surrounding the brewery for the Harpoon St. Patrick's Festival on March 14th from 6 to 11 and March 15th from 12 to 7.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
And item number 2, AHF Speedway Holdings LLC, doing business as Charles River Speedway, located at 1420 to 1440 Soldiers Field Road in Brighton, has applied to extend their license onto the annex so that sake can be served for an onigiri making class on February 15th and 22nd from 3 to 4 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
The board has before them a list of applications for special one-day alcoholic beverages licenses, which have been administratively reviewed by staff and approved by the board. And there are 2 items on old and new business. The first is the board is in receipt of correspondence from Foundation Kitchen LLC, doing business as Foundation Kitchen, located at 32 Cambridge Street in Charlestown, Notifying the board of the termination of the management agreement between Foundation Kitchen LLC and Post and Beam Brewing South LLC. That management agreement had been approved by the board on August 1st. The licensee now wants to take control over their own alcohol service.
Acknowledged.
Okay, will be acknowledged and sent to the ABCC. And item number 2, the board had deferred deliberation on the following applications for new alcoholic beverages licenses, which had been complete and submitted prior to the December 6, 2024 deadline for review for the first round of licenses to be awarded pursuant to Chapter 202 of the Acts of 2024. What you have before you is a list of applications by zip code for those that qualify for a zip code restricted license. I will read them into the record by zip code. Within zip code, they are then organized by the date of the hearing. So the first zip code we have, just going in order of numbers, is 02118. There are currently 4 beer and wine licenses and 6 all alcoholic beverages licenses available that the board can give out this year, as we are now in year 2 of the legislation. The two applicants are Crystal Spoons LLC, located at 1950 Washington Street in Roxbury, and Siraj Corporation, doing business as El Centro, located at 474 Shawmut Ave in Roxbury. Both have applied for a common victualler 7-day all alcoholic beverages license.
Thanks, Danny. I vote to approve an all alcohol license for Crystal Spoons. This is a new Indian restaurant at this location, so I would vote to approve that.
I agree.
I agree.
Sorry.
Thank you, and sorry, just to clarify, that is a zip code restricted license you are voting to
Yes,
approve?
sorry, yes, zip code restricted license. And for El Centro, my vote would be to approve a zip code restricted license at this location and to condition that approval on them surrendering their current beer and wine license.
I agree.
I agree.
Okay. Both 02118 zip code restricted licenses are granted. Siraj Corporation must surrender their current beer and wine license to the board. In 02119, similarly, there are 4 beer and wine and 6 all alcohol licenses available for the zip code restricted licenses. And we have 1 application from Dominican Kitchen Inc., doing business as La Parada Dominican Kitchen, located at 3094 Washington Street in Roxbury. This is an application for a wines and malt beverages with liqueurs license.
I vote to approve a zip code restricted license.
I agree.
I agree.
Zip code restricted license granted. 02121, similarly, there are 4 beer and wine and 6 all alcoholic beverage licenses available. There was 1 application in the zip code, Commonwealth Zoological Corporation, doing business as Zoo New England, located at 1 Franklin Park Road. This is an application for an all alcoholic beverages license. This applicant also qualifies for a community space license, of which there are 14 available, as this is an outdoor space.
While they qualify for both the zip code restricted and the community space license, I would vote to issue them a community space license.
I think that's a better choice. Yeah. I
Yeah,
agree.
I agree. That's reasonable. Yep.
Community space license granted. 02122, 1 license was granted in 2024. So there are 3 beer and wine licenses and 6 all alcohol licenses available. There are 2 applications before the board. Both are wines and malt beverages licenses. One Family Diner Inc., doing business as One Family Diner, located at 260 Bowden Street, and Menina Cafe Inc., doing business as Menina Cafe, located at 432 Geneva Ave.
Danny, just to be clear for the record, the one that we already issued in 2024, that was for beer and wine?
Correct, that was for beer and wine.
Okay, so I would vote to approve both of these applications for a zip code restricted license.
I agree.
I agree.
Great, thank you. Moving on to 02124, none have been distributed yet, so there are 4 beer and wine and 6 all alcohol available. There are 2 applications in this zip code before the board. Merle's Kitchen LLC, doing business as Merle's Kitchen, located at 10 to 18 Bowden Street, and Fresh Food Generation LLC, doing business as Fresh Food Generation, located at 191 Talbot Ave. Both have applied for an all alcoholic beverages license.
I vote to approve both of these locations for a zip code restricted all alcohol license.
I agree.
I agree.
Thank you. 02126, none have been distributed yet. There are 4 beer and wine and 6 all alcohol licenses available. There is 1 application before the board, Blue Mountain Jamaican Restaurant LLC, doing business as Blue Mountain Jamaican Restaurant located at 1301 Blue Hill Ave. This is an application for an all alcoholic beverages license.
I vote to approve this application for a zip code restricted all alcohol license. It's an authentic Jamaican restaurant that offers local and imported alcohol offerings.
I agree.
I agree.
02128, the board had given out last year 2 beer and wine and 2 all alcohol licenses. So what is available at this time is 2 beer and wines and 4 all alcohol licenses. Board has before them a list of 10 applications. There are 2 for beer and wine licenses. Those are Florenza Inc., doing business as Florenza, located at 164 to 170 Sumner Street, and Consabor Columbia, located at 244 Meridian Street. The remaining 8 licenses are applying for all alcoholic beverages licenses. Those are Eastie Cafe Dello Sport Inc., doing business as Cafe Dello Sport Eastie at 973 Saratoga Street. Angela's Cafe 2 Inc., doing business as Angela's Cafe, located at 1012 Bennington Street. Jeffrey's Yacht Club, located at 565 Sumner Street in East Boston, which I will note does not qualify for a zip code restricted license as they do not prepare food on site. They are applying for a community space license. F&H Inc., doing business as Mi Pueblito Restaurant, located at 333 Border Street. Cabana LV, doing business as Cabana Grill, located at 254 Bennington Street. Altamira Banquets LLC, doing business as Mi Pueblito Orient Heights, located at 964 Saratoga Street. Jigu LLC, doing business as Cafe Jigu, located at 102 Meridian Street. And La Abundancia Bakery Corporation, doing business as La Abundancia Restaurant, located at 59 Meridian Street.
Okay, these were all really great applications. I want to take a look at I want to focus on the Jeffrey's Yacht Club first. They apply right now for a lot of one-day applications. They don't have a kitchen. They do a lot of community events. They have a lot of support from neighbors and as well as their elected officials. So I would vote to give them a community space license.
Sounds good.
I agree.
So going back to the 2 applications we have before us for the beer and wine, I would vote to issue a license to Florenza and to issue a license to Consabora Columbia.
I agree.
I agree.
Again, both of those applications were strong and there was a lot of community support. So moving on to, we have 8 applications for 4 available all alcohol licenses in the zip code. Let's see, I just want to take a look at my notes. Okay, I'm going to take so I would vote to issue a license to Cafe Della Sport in Cafe Della Sport Eastie on Saratoga Street. Just to make a few comments about it, this plan is for a European style cafe with locally sourced coffee, crafts, and beer. I do think that this concept will enhance the neighborhood and attract visitors to this area. The licensee already has a successful track record of owning a business, and it was described as being viewed as the center of socialization on this strip of Saratoga Street. So I would vote to issue a license there.
I agree.
Agree.
Let's see. Taking a look at Angela's Cafe on Bennington Street, I would vote to issue a license there with the condition that they surrender their current for value license. This is an authentic Mexican restaurant. There's not a lot of dine-in options that offer full alcohol in this area. They too host a lot of community events. It's a great gathering space and a real focus of the community. It's not a bar, it's a real sit-down restaurant. It's a father and daughter team working together, and they have been in this part of Orient Heights for 9 years. So I would vote to issue them an all alcohol license with the condition that they surrender their current license.
I agree.
I agree.
Um. Um. So taking a look at Border Street, I vote to approve a license, a 7-day all alcohol license to We Pueblito at 333 Border Street. With the condition that they surrender their current license. They have been at this location for 18 years, and it's the only restaurant on this part of Border Street. It's a neighborhood gathering space, and they too have demonstrated a real commitment to the neighborhood. So my vote would be to issue them a license pending their surrender of their current license.
I agree.
I agree.
Danny, we have one more.
That was 3 all elk zip code restricted. I'm just following along here.
Okay. One second. Give me 1 second. My next vote would be to approve a license for Cabana Grill at 254 Bennington Street with the same condition that they surrendered their current beer and wine license. They have a function space, and I believe the testimony was that they serve a real valuable need in this part of the neighborhood. They've been there, and they've established themselves as a business for quite some time. So I would issue them an all alcohol license, but they would have to surrender their current license.
I agree.
Agree.
So that leaves us with 4 applications that are all really, really strong, and I really liked them. And I want to note that, we had this December 6th deadline to give people an opportunity to get these applications together. I would also, again, reaffirm our previous vote to keep these other applications active for 2 years. I'm not saying I don't find public need here, but I would like to reconsider these in our next round of applications that we decide to issue.
Yeah, I think the rest of them that came up later all could have been issued licenses if we had them. What happens if the previous ones decide they don't want to go forward with surrendering their value license? Will we move down the list?
I think we would.
Yeah.
I would like to.
So I would approve all these pending availability, essentially, right?
Yes.
Would that be another way of saying it?
I think we want to take them in turn and have a conversation on the record instead of just doing a blanket approval. We've done that in the past, but I think
so you want to re-deliberate
yes.
if licenses are not taken up right now?
Yes.
Okay, sounds good.
Right, particularly because we haven't discussed the 4 in detail.
Right.
So to make sure I got that right, just to recap, the board voted to grant a zip code restricted beer and wine license to Florenza Inc. and also to Consabora Colombia Inc. And zip code restricted all alcoholic beverages licenses to Eastie Cafe Dello Sport Inc., Angela's Cafe 2 Inc., F&H Inc., and Cabana LV Inc. The last 3 of those are conditioned on the licenses surrendering their existing beer and wine licenses. and also a community space all alcoholic beverages license to Jeffrey's Yacht Club. Which leaves Altamira Banquets LLC, Jigu LLC, and La Abundancia Bakery Corporation. Those applications still active to be deliberated on at a later date should a license become available.
Yes.
Thank you. Moving on to 02129, where there are 4 beer and wine and 6 all alcoholic beverages licenses available. There's one application before the board for a wines and malt beverages license. The applicant is Cholo Brothers LLC, doing business as Peruvian Taste Restaurant located at 78 Arlington Ave in Charlestown.
This is a restaurant that has been open since 2020. They've been operating without any sort of alcohol license. The owner is from Lima, and it's a unique concept. It's an Asian Peruvian fusion menu. It's very small, and the testimony was that the owner plans on bringing authentic Peruvian drink options to complement his menu. The testimony was it's really become a destination spot, and it's in a part of Charlestown that does not have a lot of restaurants. And his request for the beer and wine license goes along with the cultural experience he's trying to bring to this location. So my vote would be to approve this application for a beer and wine license.
I agree.
Zip code
I
restricted.
do. I agree.
Granted, zip code restricted, wines and malt beverages license. In 02130, there was 1 beer and wine license granted in 2024, which leaves 3 beer and wine and 6 all alcoholic beverages licenses available. There are 3 applications for beer and wine licenses. Those are DTDA Enterprises, Inc., doing business as Don Tequeño y Doña Arepa, located at 403A Center Street. Canales Kitchen, Inc., doing business as Mangu Dominican Bistro at 264 Hyde Park Ave. And JP BBQ, Inc., doing business as BBQ Kitchen at 654 Center Street. We also have 2 applications for all alcoholic beverages licenses, which are Stoked Pizza JP LLC, doing business as Stoked Pizza, located at 3484 Washington Street, and Amabaka Corporation, doing business as Momo Masala, located at 2 Perkins Street.
So we have 3 beer and wine available.
Correct.
Okay, 1 second. I vote to approve a license for DTDA Enterprises, doing business as Don Tequeño and Idona Arepa. I vote to approve a beer and wine license for a Mango Dominican. And I vote to approve a beer and wine license for BBQ Kitchen. A zip code restricted beer and wine license.
I agree across the board.
I agree.
I also vote to approve an all alcohol zip code restricted license for Stoked Pizza, for Momo Masala. Just those 2.
I agree.
I agree.
Zip code restricted licenses granted across the board in 02130. Moving on to 02131, where there are 4 beer and wine and 6 all alcoholic beverages licenses available. There are 2 applications before the board. Mi Finca Mexican Foods LLC, doing business as Mi Finca Mexican Restaurant and Pizzeria at 4249 Washington Street. It's an application for a wines and malt beverages license. And S&S Restaurant LLC, doing business as Harry's All American at 1410 to 1420 Center Street in Roslindale. This is an application for an all alcoholic beverages license.
I vote to approve zip code restricted beer and wine license for Mi Finca Mexican Restaurant.
I agree.
I agree.
And I vote to approve 7-day all alcohol license for Harry's All American, zip code restricted.
I agree.
I agree.
Moving on to 02136, where there are 4 beer and wine and 6 all alcoholic beverages licenses available. There are 2 applications before the board. Both are for all alcoholic beverages licenses. The applicants are Little Haiti International Cuisine LLC, doing business as Little Haiti International Cuisine, located at 1184 Hyde Park Ave, and Jailus Corp., doing business as Las Delicias Colombianas 2, located at 1231 River Street in Hyde Park.
Okay, I vote to approve an all alcohols liquid restricted license for Little Haiti.
I agree.
I agree.
And Las Delicias currently has a Main Streets restricted beer and wine license. Is that correct, Danny?
That is correct. That would need to be surrendered.
So that would be surrendered, and I would vote to issue an all alcohols liquid restricted license at this location.
I agree.
I agree.
Moving on to the Oak Square section of Brighton, where 1 license was awarded in 2024. There are currently 2 available per the legislation. There was 1 application before the board, 567 Washington Street LLC, doing business as Sub Rosa and Humari, located at 567 Washington Street. And this is an application for an all alcoholic beverages license.
I vote to approve the Oak Square license to Sub Rosa and Humari.
I agree.
I agree.
Oak Square restricted license will be granted. The following applications did not qualify for any of the, are not located in any of the zip codes or geographic areas spelled out in the legislation passed in 2024. These are applications for unrestricted licenses. The legislation created 12 unrestricted all alcoholic beverages licenses and no beer and wine licenses. The applications that are before the board for these are as follows. Cal Yummy Corp., doing business as Cafe Lava and Bento, located at 290 to 298 Washington Street in Brighton, application for a beer and wine license. Flagship Restaurant Group LLC, doing business as Forcella, located at 33 North Square, an application for an all alcoholic beverages license. Locali Inc., doing business as Locali, located at 350 to 352 Hanover Street, application for an all alcoholic beverages license. Hunan Gourmet LLC, doing business as Hunan Gourmet, located at 45 Beach Street, application for a wines and malt beverages license. Huntington Theater Company Inc., doing business as Huntington Theater, located at 264 Huntington Ave, application for an all alcoholic beverages license. Antico Forno Inc., doing business as Antico Forno, located at 93 to 95 Salem Street, application for an all alcoholic beverages license. Terramia Inc., doing business as Terramia, located at 98 Salem Street, application for an all alcoholic beverages license. Seaport Innovation Center Hospitality LLC, located at 75 Northern Ave, application for an all alcoholic beverages license. LMP BTR LLC, doing business as Silver Dove Afternoon Tea, located at 18 Tremont Street, application for an all alcoholic beverages license. Papare LLC, doing business as Papare Ristorante, located at 358 to 364 Hanover Street, application for an all alcoholic beverages license. Il Panino Inc., doing business as Il Panino at 11 Parmenter Street for an all alcoholic beverages license. SMG Newbury Restaurant LLC, doing business as Serafina at 235A Newbury Street, all alcoholic beverages license. Nightlight Cafe LLC, doing business as 89 Charles, located at 89 Charles Street, all alcoholic beverages license. 85 Harvard Ave LLC, doing business as Tofu Story, located at 85 Harvard Ave in Alston, application for an all alcoholic beverages license. 204 Hanover Corp., doing business as North End Lobster Co. at 204 Hanover Street, application for an all alcoholic beverages license. W Entertainment Group Inc., doing business as Viva Karaoke and Studios at 204 Tremont Street, application for an all alcoholic beverages license. And JC and Friends Inc., doing business as K Chicken at 86 Peterborough Street, application for an all alcoholic beverages license. I will just note one of these applications, Huntington Theater Company Inc., does qualify for a community space license as they are a theater with capacity under 750.
So I'd like to start with the Huntington Theater. I would vote to issue them a community space license.
That sounds good.
I agree.
So now we have, Danny, if I'm not mistaken, 14 applications or 13 applications for the 12 unrestricted licenses, or 14?
I believe there are 14 applications here for all alcohol.
Oh, 14, yes. So, and I'd also like to acknowledge for the record that we have already found public need for 2 of these applications. But we've never been in this position. I've been in this role for 5 years. We've never been in a position where we've been able to issue this many licenses. I would like to propose holding all of these applications in an active state as well. These are all really great applications. I'm not saying I will not find, that I don't think we will find public need. What I'd like to point out is that these are great applications and the legislation was only signed in September and here we are. The deadline was in December and in February we have already 14 applications to consider for 12. And we've never had a list, we've never had a queue. And I just don't think it should be first come, first serve. I don't think that's the right way to make this decision. I think we will be seeing a lot of other great applications that would qualify for these 12 as well. So I'd like to hit pause and wait to see what those other applications look like before we make final decisions on these 12 unrestricted licenses.
I think that's perfectly reasonable. I agree.
I agree as well. I think just overall, the approach has been a lot more organized and being able to see the kind of distribution and the impact and how they're distributed throughout Boston has been a more enjoyable experience as a commissioner. So I actually do appreciate this and being able to think about these a little bit longer and a little bit more thoroughly.
And we did discuss last week at our voting hearing, like what we would like to see in these applications. And I think it's really important that we stay true to the intent of the legislation. A lot of these applications are applicants who've been previously priced out of the market. And I think it's an opportunity to really find applications that enhance the cultural and economic elements of every neighborhood in the city, and as well as will commit to the longevity of the neighborhoods and really re-energize the city of Boston.
Couldn't agree more. Thank you.
So Chairman Joyce, would you like the board to deliberate on any of these applications today or hold until the next deadline closes?
I'd like to hold until the next deadline closes, which I think we're prepared to announce today. Is that right, Danny? We're gonna, our next deadline, what?
I said that is up to the board if you would like to announce it.
I'd like to announce our next deadline. And I propose that we commit to May 23rd as our next deadline for the next tranche of applications.
That is the Friday before Memorial Day weekend.
I think that's, I like that date. Gives people enough time to get their applications together, and we will be holding our regular office hours and community sessions. So it gives us an opportunity to really help those applicants that aspire to have one of these licenses and to open up a business. So I think it gives us enough time to work with small business and applicants.
Sounds good.
Sounds reasonable to me.
Okay. The deadline for the next round of review will close on May 23rd at the end of the day. Those are all of the items before the board today. Thank you all for a lot of work today. Those that will adjourn this morning's hearing. So thank you all and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.